I think so.
I think so. We better get the quote out there.
Right.
But yeah, Zig Ziglar has a quote that I love. He says, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get everything in life that you want.
Mm-hmm. They're not first string anymore on that football team in college. They're second, third, or maybe they're off the team, right? So same thing with us.
Absolutely. I love that aspect of how you break those things down. It makes it so simple.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I've seen it go the opposite to the extreme version as well. On just in the aspect of like, well, they didn't respond to me within an hour, so I am cutting them off and I'm never sending them anything again. Or I sent them something and they ended up where they were on vacation or there was a miscommunication there.
Mm-hmm.
So that I know that that's something that we have we have a lot of talks about is just proper communication.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that if you are going to step out and you know that you're receiving emails, then maybe you set up your automatic email to say, hey, from this day to this day, I will be out of town. If you need something, call my assistant or call this person or do this.
Right.
So I know that has been a big hindrance in the business community. As far as it's mostly on the newer business people who are just starting to open up their business,
Yeah.
and they're still hitting the tires, you know, or putting the tread on the tires and spinning the wheels, and those are the biggest hesitations that I've seen with being able to grow the branding and grow that trust through the company is the response time.
Yeah, that's very important. And you know, with the introduction of social media,
True.
It's not just phone calls and voicemails and texts now. It's Facebook messages. It's, you know, obviously we have, you know, emails too. We got Instagram messages and DMs, and and the DMs is interesting because if you don't mutually follow each other, then it'll go into like the indirect messages, which you probably won't see unless you're actually checking your DMs and stuff like that. So there's lots of things that happen. But with regards to social media and referrals, one of the most powerful ways that I like to refer is basically a virtual introduction. And so I'll do virtual introductions when somebody, I know Tanner was, you know, looking for like a step and repeat, and there were a couple different vendors locally that I, you know, and I just gave them an email introduction and basically introduced them and said what Tanner's looking for and gave it, you know, what he's about a little bit and what he does, and just said, hey, the conversation's up to you guys now to set an appointment or get that price quote or figure out what you guys want to do. And then I've also that's been done for me with regards to a Facebook Messenger introduction where I met like another social media influencer like 3 or 4 years ago and got invited to like the Reset Project and other things through some cool stuff. So there's lots of ways you can do virtual introductions. I think email is probably one of the better ways, but yeah, Facebook Messenger you can do, and you can also do it through a group text or just a text to both parties as well.
I love that what you said. You gave an introduction, but yet you explained certain things. You know, first and foremost, I appreciate that. Thank you for sending me those infos.
Yeah.
But I think that's very important. It's a very key aspect that a lot of people, I think, miss out on, is because they're not extending that friendship as far as they're able to. Saying, hey, you know what? This is my great buddy Lance. He's going to take time out of his day, make sure if he gives you a call that you return it. He's incredibly busy because he's a master in his field, and that's why I'm referring you to see him. Like, that has so much more power than just say, oh, you have a question when talking about health, you should talk to Lance. And be like, okay, maybe they will, maybe they won't. You know, and it's still maybe,
yeah.
But then there's I feel like the response would be a lot better, and they would take that with a lot more responsibility and say, oh, man, I had a missed call. I think that was Lance, or this was his email. Like, he just sent me. I should get back to that.
Yeah. Because
they have that friend in the back of their head saying, this is important to you. It's important to me that you get in contact with this person.
Yeah. And I think it comes down to a principle of just respecting someone's time.
True.
And saying, hey, you know, if they do got stuff going on, it's important for me to initiate the conversation or follow up on the conversation and get the information that I need to make a purchasing decision, whether it's with them or somebody else. Get that price quote or get that follow-up conversation or Or if I'm, referring out, it's like, hey, I need to make sure that I follow up and see how that referral went 1 to 2 weeks later to see, did you guys make something happen? An appointment, a phone call, a price quote, not even price quote, just did you something?
Did you try?
Did both parties try, and how far did you guys get, basically?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because that'll put a huge expectation on the next time when somebody comes to mind that you know that they could help. Are they going to be the first string, or are they starting to move to the second or the third?
Or off the team.
Or off the team all in all.
Yeah.
Because we all know everybody has a bad day every now and then. And so you can't hold those, there's no grudges or anything, but at the end of the day, you got to make sure that if you're doing business, that you're helping people, because the more people you help, the more help you receive as well.
And that's why I like the saying, it's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money.
True.
Which is why it's so important for me as an entrepreneur and business owner to not just focus on the money, but I need to help as many people as I can. The money will be the side effect. And underpinning all of that in the foundation is who I become along the way.
True.
And so I need to focus on my character, like my level of honesty, responsibility, reliability, self-awareness, humility. There's a lot of things I need to be working on. Obviously, communication skills, follow-up skills. There's so many skills that need to be developed and tweaked and honed so that I do not become that guy that disappears, or that guy that flakes, or that guy that doesn't close the deal because I don't, know how to understand people's needs effectively. Absolutely. Or pre-qualify effectively, or refer effectively.
Yeah.
So
that's all in the personal development. I know that that's something that we talk heavily about, and how many different books that we've read and are reading and plan on reading, as far as on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis. So it's important making sure that you are becoming the best version of yourself, so that once you're receiving those things, that it's a gift. Because that is what a referral is. A referral is a gift. It's the greatest gift a business could possibly receive, and with that, it is a great they say with great power comes great responsibility.
Isn't that in Spider-Man?
I think so. I think so. We better get the quote out there.
Right.
But yeah, Zig Ziglar has a quote that I love. He says, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get everything in life that you want. Mm-hmm. And that's how I've built my business. I know that you've done the very same thing, and that's why you're thriving. So, yeah.
Well, there's 3 questions we want to leave you with, because these are really important questions. Whether you are, you bought something and you want to refer it to a friend, family, or coworker, or if you're a business owner and you want to maintain and manage your reputation the right way, because it's hard to get customers. It costs a lot of money in ads, or costs a lot of organic posts, time and stuff like that to get that customer. And so word of mouth kind of shortcuts all that, right? Absolutely. It kind of helps, leapfrog a lot of that time spent with organic social media posts or ad costs, because you're getting it from that friend. So there's some questions that I have here that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of here, and let's bust them all out here. Okay, so consider these 3 questions. Do you know someone who could benefit from this message? That includes this video you're watching right now, that includes what Tanner's mentioned, that includes what we've mentioned. If so, make sure to leave a comment below, tag them, or just share this via email, text, or social media with them. Number 2 question is, can this information help you, your family, and your friends, either financially with what Tanner offers in his financial services business, or from a health and wellness standpoint from what I do, or from a principal standpoint when you're, referring plumbers or electricians or roofers or other people where you live? And then finally, number 3 question is, are you intrigued by either the business that Tanner has, the business that I have, the products or services that we both offer, and really just taking the next step, whether that is setting up that appointment, sending that email, sending that text, getting that class, or whatever it is that will help you feel educated and empowered to make that next choice after that. It may not be purchase decision. It may mean getting a price quote or an interview with somebody else that's similar to see if you vibe with them or connect with them. It could be a lot of different things, because it's not, it could be just because you know what the price is of something and kind of what it's all about. Maybe you vibe and connect with somebody who maybe has more interests or values or beliefs that are similar to your own.
Yeah.
And so that's something to keep in mind as well. Or maybe you value local over out of state, or maybe you value in person over online, or maybe it's vice versa for all that. Or maybe none of that matters, and it's just as long as you can solve my need the best, you're the expert, right? And so, because there's lots of people who do online and Skype coaching and,
Yes.
and all over the world, and it works great too.
Such a fantastic world that we're in nowadays.
Right.
You know, we had no access to these things even just a few years ago. So that's awesome.
That's right. That's right. Well, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. Hit subscribe for future video updates, and make sure to check out the links in the description below so you can learn more about my other videos and also how to connect with Tanner if you do have some needs with regards to reducing debt, saving for retirement, or have an emergency fund, or if you want to connect with me as well to learn about natural solutions for your health that are safe and effective. And we'll see you in the next video.